Oh, here we
There
are.
we go.
So I threatened to dress up for Halloween. And with all the appropriation going on, I thought that Barbie was the best to appropriate. So that's what I did. All right. So I am mystical matronly Barbie. And here's the pink to prove it. My little pink.
I love the
Magical
hair, by
mystical
the
Barbie.
way.
By the way. I know, it looks great, huh? I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Yeah. Take my Louis Vuittons off. Okay, here we go. Aw. Oh, that's much better. I really love looking at myself. I got to get over that, because I'm going like this to see how I look on camera, and I'm going, oh wow, look at that. Oh, I love Solange's hair. I love your hair. Did you just have it redone? Oh, it's beautiful.
No, just a couple of weeks ago, like 2 weeks ago, I think.
Oh wow,
I
that is
I
amazing.
did it myself this time.
Ooh, that's fun. That's fun. You get to learn, and then like as it fades, you learn like the colors that you like more and like how it shows up. So yeah, so right now,
Yeah.
yes, that looks good. Yes.
The colorful ladies.
That's right. Somebody told us one day that they really liked our wigs. I'm sorry.
Can
I'm
you
like
imagine?
notorious for like doing that. I'm notorious for doing that. All right. So with Halloween fast approaching, right? We have like some let's see, we have some things that we're doing this week that I want to like announce. I think that would be pretty good. What do you think about that? All right. Okay, so we just started our next round for the month of the Sacred Body Mastery class, and that's on Wednesday night. Starts at 7:30. I changed the feeling groovy meditation energy healing from Friday to Wednesday, so that's directly in front of it. So now it's Wednesday, Thursday at 6 for that, and then on Fridays a little bit freer. And then when we have like the moon mansion magic classes, they're going to be a lot of ritual right at the beginning, and then we'll stay for like a gathering at the end. If you guys have any questions, I'll be happy to answer questions at that time. So we'll do ritual first and ceremony, and then we'll do like educational backgrounds if you guys have questions. All right. Okay, so mine will probably do that soon too. I love my life. Okay, so tonight's Thursday night. There's absolutely nothing going on here, so don't come by. I'm only kidding. You can come by. You can talk to me. We'll be open till, well, whenever I choose. And then Saturday, there's a couple of things happening. So we still have the joy that comes in on Saturdays, 0 to 5 years old, and so that's a lot of fun. And then the Jason is at 3:30 p.m. in the afternoon, and at 8:30 a.m. in the morning, I'm going to be with Lanisha, and we're going to the trailhead at Rimcrest, and there's like a little hilltop where it's kind of flat and everything. And what we decided to do was she has solfeggio bowls, and she's going to do the sound bath aspect of it, and I'm going to bring in the shamanic energy. And we're going to do it outdoors. It's going to be about 3 hours. We're going to have a tea ceremony. The tea ceremony is going to be like contemplative time, so that way we can all gather before we walk up the trail. And then when we get up to the trailhead, there'll be a blessing. We're going to do a clearing. Very mindful of how we want to do it, because we're going to use fire. Fire is really good to clear with, but we're going to use Palo Santo to protect the environment. We want to make sure that we don't leave any sparks or anything like that, right? And then the tea that we're going to have, I decided, is going to be hibiscus and bougainvillea. And those are both representations of unconditional love. And so it's almost like, so we'll have a gratitude meditation before we walk up. You'll be filling your cup with that gratitude, connecting in that way. And then you'll walk up, you'll drink your tea, walk up, and then we'll all pick our places and stuff. So people have to bring their stuff, right? And then we'll have the sound bath. So I'm really excited about that. You can tell, huh?
Yeah. It does sound exciting and super nice to heal and Yeah, super transformative.
Yeah, we decided it was time to go outside as often as we can because that's what we want people to do anyway, right? We want people to go out,
Exactly.
go around, get into nature, so we might as well do what we're talking about.
Yes, and you're heading into fall, so probably the weather won't help soon. So you can just take advantage now. And
Right? Yeah. So, well, the rains probably won't start until like November. So we'll have warm
Mm,
weather through October. We usually do. And we used to call them Indian summers. And with El Nino being as in pageantry as it is, all right, we're going to experience a longer summer along the coast here. And so that's way, yeah, it's just weather.
right. That's
Okay.
really nice.
All right. So you want to go ahead and do, is it okay if we move into like well, anyway, welcome to everybody. Thank you for joining. All right. And this is our cosmic weather report. A lot of times we talk about uh, planets and all of that good stuff and try to give you a leg up so that you have like um, energy to support you, right? To where you can tap in. And for the week, you could go ahead and say, oh, okay, so I could do this, right? Anytime you have a prompt for a week, it allows you to have a purpose and an intention. And when you step into it, you feel that gratification, that satisfaction. Gratification is also gratitude. Okay. All right. So see, there you go. See, it's easier to drop into that, right? I love it. So how about if we do, let's do a clearing. They had me get the Palo Santo. All right. I was probably who needed to be cleared.
Mm. Right.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, and that is laziness when I leave and I don't clear and then I come in and I'm not paying attention, doing like what I'm supposed to do, what I tell everybody else to do, right? Okay. All right. Just a little clearing. There we go. Release. What we're doing is we're pulling our energy back to ourselves right now. We're starting to focus on our heart chakra. And it's almost like we're unplugging ourselves from everybody else, allowing that beautiful energy of us to come back to us. Our heart chakra is filled, our body becomes filled, our energy goes down to the ground, connects to the earth. Let it just drop all the way down. Take a deep breath in and release. There you go. Just start moving into your physical form. I brought a bunch of stuff because I'm mystical Barbie. Mystical, magical Barbie. So I have some spray. So here we go. Oh, I wish you guys could smell it. It's so good. It's clove, carnation, and camphor. Isn't that wild? The 3 C's. These are great for abundance building because it clears the way. Yeah, it's really good. I made that yesterday. I was like, ooh, I need a spray. It's kind of like how my life works, right? Oh, I've used up all my sprays. I should make a new one. So that's what we used yesterday. It feels like a really good fall spray. I put like some carnelian in it and some what else? Let's see. Carnelian and rose quartz. Because we're learning to love ourselves in this season. We're harvesting the best possible parts of ourselves. So yeah. And then are you ready? Are you ready now? Are you good,
Yes.
Solange? Okay, great. Yay, let's start. That means she's gonna pull a card for you guys.
Yes. Let's go. Okay. So I'm going to use my sacred self-care oracle. I love this card.
Yes. Yes.
We're gonna start with probably any kind of exercise or tip for our self care. And let's see if we have any comments. Okay,
Oh
so
yeah,
we have two people on YouTube right now, and
that's
some
right.
people on Instagram.
Right. That's
Uh,
great.
I hope this message and resonates with everyone here on the thread. And well, as we were talking about abundance, with your spray, I've got abundance planning. See?
I love talking about that.
Yes. And I actually feel a very accurate message because of the season. I feel like the end of the year, it's always a good time for planning and to see what we add and what we have done with the abundance in the whole year, and where do we want to go next in terms of the um, abundance planning. So I feel like it's a very good opportunity to start planning our next year, or what we want to achieve in the next year. So um, especially in terms of manifesting and related to the law of attraction too, right? Because when we start a new year, we want to start fresh, and we want to have like all these kind of things that we like been living probably in this lack, in the sense of lack of money, lack of love, lack of whatever, right? I feel like we need to start planning everything around abundance, in opposite to the lack, right? That lack feeling. So
Yeah.
um, I feel like it's a very good season to start seeing that abundance that we want to attract in our life, and to see how we want to manifest that, right?
I really like that. I like that focus. So I'm going to pick your brain a little bit, okay, Solange?
Sure.
So we're talking about like abundance and budgeting and planning. And so sometimes people are out of their depth because they're so swamped with what they're experiencing, right? And they're like, well, I can't get ahead of it. And so first let's explain some of the energies for the year, right? So we're in the year of the rabbit. So everything's going to be super reproductive and fast. Just think about that. All right. Super reproductive and fast. And that's the energy of the year. And that'll happen until like January, February, when the new moon for the new year starts and the cycle starts. It's not only because it depicts it, it's because there's cycles and there's patterns. And so that's what happens. A pattern shows up and we behave in it. So I really like the idea of utilizing the harvest season, right, to be able to pull in what it is that you would like to work with, right? So when somebody is planning for the future, what are some steps, like really basic steps that they could take? Let's say somebody is not happy at work and they want to transition to another place of business. What would be some of the suggestions? Because that's coming up a lot right now. There's a lot of dissatisfaction in workplaces and such. And most likely people just need to understand that they were looking for a job when they found that one, and that they can choose anything that they want. And so I want to bring them kind of into the thought process of how that would look. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So what would you
Yes.
suggest? What are some of the key points that you would like for somebody to do if they were working with you that way?
First of all, I would always say that you need to get clear on what you really want, right? Because sometimes we are like wondering all the time, like, what if I change my job? What if I work in some other place? What if? But we are not focusing on what we really want. So maybe just starting by getting clear of what you want. Could be through journaling, maybe just write down what is the best job that you could get, what how do you see yourself in the future in terms of a job or a new job, where do you want to work, how many hours do you want to work, how do you imagine yourself working, um, where is that physical place, do you want to work from home or do you want to go to an office like every single day? So that would help you think about what you really want and get clear. And as soon as we get clear what we want, we start attracting. If you start imagining that that's really happening, that's already happened. Like it's done. It's I'm living in that reality. It would happen at some point. Like that's how the law of attraction and the manifestation works. So when we are super focused, clear of what we want, the
universe or will take that and we will
start
start
manifesting.
manifesting ultimately.
So that would be
The
the
first
step.
step.
Maybe get super clear, maybe like through journaling could be a good idea. And then go to action, like straight away, because if you start planning and if you're like start thinking and everything stays in your head and you're not like taking action towards that reality that you want to live in, nobody will happen. Like law of attraction or manifestation is not just magic, right? Sometimes we get that wrong and we say, but if I like wrote down everything what I wanted, or I was super clear on what we wanted. Yes, but you stay in the couch or laying in your bed like every single day of your life without doing nothing, nothing's gonna happen. So I feel like it's super important to take action. Like the first step would be get super clear on what you want, and then write a plan. Um, write a plan on what you want to do, and with those things that you're really wanting or that job that you're trying to manifest. Okay, so then what will be the next step to go there? What should I do next? Where uh, should I knock the door? Where? And maybe who should I talk to with? All these kind of things that you need to think. And then the third step would be put a timeline. I would say that all the goals and all the objectives that we want to start manifesting and everything need a deadline. So we don't like take 5 years to change our jobs, right? We
Yeah.
need a plan. We need an action plan, those steps, really clear what we want, and put a deadline. Like, let's say in the next 3 months, I'm going to be sending previous, I don't know, 10 proposals to change my job. So that's the action plan. So that's basically what I would do and what I would recommend when we are changing jobs, careers, or business. Angelica, great. So yes. That's all about. I didn't even remember how we started talking about this. Oh, abundance. Yes. Abundance. Yes. And it's the same with everything. Like if we are like trying to find a different job, if we are trying to look for someone in our lives, or I don't know, it's like the same with every kind of goal that we are wanting to achieve.
True.
Oh, I talked a lot. What do you think?
I'm very happy. I'm very happy because this is like your wheelhouse. What we're talking about is your wheelhouse. And it's so wonderful because you have helped me enormously uh, become clear about what it is that I want to produce for others. The other thing is that you've also allowed me to understand that I don't have to act on everything that I think about. So my impulse, um, I'm not going to call it a disorder because it helps me out. It's a hyper survival skill. Okay. So my impulse decision making sometimes Not all the time. Sometimes it's great because like I go with like what spirit tells me. So those are automatic awesomes, okay, for me. But sometimes what happens when I'm disconnected and I'm in that, I don't know what to do. Like this morning, being in that disconnection and not knowing exactly what to do, centering myself and bringing myself back to myself so that way I'm not all fucking scattered. That's the first thing. That's how you get clarity, right? You go ahead and you meditate. You bring your energy back. You center yourself. All right. And you think about things that like what brings you joy, right?
Exactly.
Right. So none of us really want to work a day in our life. None of us wants to do that. So don't call it that. Find out how much fun you have at what you're manipulating, and that's where you can excel. All right. Because you're manipulating energy in the circumstance you're currently in. And if you like the energy that you're manipulating and how you're working with it, then it will be rewarding. If you're working against it and you're pushing it together and you have two ends of a pole, right? And you have the same polarity, it'll push apart. That's what happens. Okay. So the idea is to start finding out what you really feel. What do you really feel? And so Solange helped me work through a lot of that, like a shit ton. And so part of it is that getting clear, right? She was talking about getting clear. And I had so much that I could do, right? When you are someone who is able to go ahead and not want, and you don't want to participate in society because you know that society is a ball of farce. Okay. And so you know that you don't want to participate there, but you know that you have to because that's where you need to make your connection. So it makes you a little crazy anyway, right? Getting clear on what it is that you want to deliver to anybody, right? Especially because it only goes to you. is really challenging because you know everything you're fucking talking about. So saying it over and over again is like this big mind fuck. So learning that it's okay to be repetitive in your business, right? That's something else that like I didn't know that I could do. And you're repetitive in life. So just like slowing down and understand that that's how like life works, right? That kind of helps as well, right? So you said something about creating proposals and the time and giving the time limits and everything. And I want to soften that a little bit for people who are unsure of themselves, right? Because really what it is when we're starting something new, it's like we're learning what our capabilities are. So we bring up all of our old trauma that told us, no, you can't. And we work through that aspect of whatever the limitation is. And then we accept that we're enough. And then we move to where it is that we would like to be. That's just how it happens. It isn't anything wrong. That's just what happens for us. We're very good with ourselves if we recognize it. When we recognize that the way that we're processing something is our own unique ability, and we honor that we have our own unique ability to process something in the fucking way that we want, right? To where it's like gonna hit us in a certain way, okay? To where we're gonna be able to be heart-centered about ourselves, myself, in my experience, because I'm going to describe that shit to myself 100% of the time, right? So whatever it is that I'm describing to myself, it could be beneficial. It doesn't necessarily mean that there's no detriment. It means that my focal point in that narrative is to be on this side and direction, to allow myself another concept, another perception. I already know what the detrimental one feels like and looks like. Now, I also know that there's polarity to it, right? So if I'm looking over here and I see that this is definitely going to the right, it's going to the right. Look, it's going to the right. Can't you see it? It's going to the right. It's going to the right. It's going to the right. If I slow down and I bring myself back, right? I will know that it also goes to the left, it goes forward, it goes diagonal, it goes in back of me, it's all around. So you see how all of a sudden you came back into yourself and you realize that everything's around you. So you slow down, you center again, and that seems to help me a lot. So those are just some hacks that Solange has helped me develop when I'm thinking about doing something new. And you guys see how much the channel changes, and you see how much everything changes. So she has a big job.
Thank you.
You're very
Thank
welcome.
you.
She's the best. She's the best. I love working with Solange. Okay, so well, then we talked about like attraction, abundance, enough, success, right? We also are giving away a reading in about 2 minutes, right? Or do you just want to
Yes.
pick somebody?
Sorry, say that again.
We're going to give away a reading, right?
Yes.
So it's going to be about worth, your self-worth, okay, what your valuation system is for you. And we really want to help you. So we're looking for clarity in the comments. It's not, I need a reading. That's not it. We need you to communicate to us, because we're going to use your comments to not only entrain the thread, but to be able to help and support you and show you how you can do it specifically. So go ahead and start filling in the comments anywhere you're at, if this is like what you're ready for, okay? And Solange and I will take about 5-10 minutes, and we'll really go over and dial in some things that will support you in what endeavor it is that you would like to pull in. So we're looking for law of attraction, okay? So if you have law of attraction questions, by the way, if you're on Instagram, okay, I can see your comments, but nobody else can see your comments in the broadcast. And so if you want to jump on YouTube and channel and check in there, that would help. And then that way we'll have one section that we're looking at. So where we're taking comments from is that, oh, okay, great. Hi, Gloria. We're taking comments from Facebook and YouTube and Twitch. All right. So from those, because they fill in our feed. All right. We went live on Instagram, so you guys can join. If you want to go ahead and move to YouTube, that might help us. We'll discern like who you are. All right. So what we're looking for today, all right, is, oh, good. Yes, very cool. All right. We're looking for a lot of different things today. All right. We're looking for somebody who wants to attract more abundance into their life and feel stuck in their current situation. Okay. And that seems like everybody, that's a pretty broad topic, right? So then we want you in the comments to go ahead and start describing where it is that you feel you need support, because that's what we want to do. We want to directly support you where you're at. And you are the one that can tell us what you need. All right. So very briefly, you just go ahead and you put some comments in there and start saying things about what it is that you're trying to bring in. Okay. All right. You're trying to bring this in, this experience. Keep in mind, you start thinking about it as an experience. Right now, we're beginning to entrain the thread to where everybody's going to benefit from the reading. We're bringing in energy to support the thread. You might feel it along your spine. Okay. Your spine will feel like you're sitting up straighter, like you're more engaged. All right. And you are, because we're all engaged with one another right now. What we're doing is we're selecting a flow. All right. Selecting a flow, and we're bringing in enough, because we're enough. We know what enough feels like. We know when we're too full at the dinner table. We know when we have too much in our arms. We know when we've had too much sun. So we know what enough is. Oh, look, everybody in enough right now. There you go. Okay, so you recognize what enough feels like to you. All right. You allow yourself to really pull yourself into that feeling of enough, because it's very familiar. It isn't something you've never been. Okay. So this is your new story. You're enough. What? It's that fucking easy? Yes. It's that easy. You're enough. You just found that vibe. You can find it anytime. You're enough. Isn't that great? I love this. This for me is awesome. So now as you're seating into your body, you're bringing your physical into communion and understanding with your energetic self. So now the communication that you get is going to not only be from your cranial brain, it'll be from your heart brain as well. So now you're connecting your intuition and your thought process, your mental acuity. That's going to dial you in. And now when you step into the new you, there we are. So there we are. Okay. All right. Okay. So today what I did was I went ahead and I love the comments that are coming up. So I have stability, security, career. I have you were great, Solange. I love it. And so there's different things that you guys are looking at. So Vanessa, all right. I guess we'll go with Vanessa. First up. Okay. So this will
Yes.
be this particular reading is going to be short and brief, very, very direct. All right. I would suggest you get a piece of paper and a pencil because you're going to be channeling information to yourself and you'll need to write that shit down. Don't do it on your phone trying to get notes or anything like that. I need you to have a piece of paper because you're going to have solid direction. You're asking for this solid direction. You're feeling how succinct the universe is right now. Everybody in the thread. That's what you're feeling. That's what that feeling is. Okay. You're feeling like it's succinct. Okay. That means to the point. All right. And that's what we want. We want to have good energy and we want to be able to move in the direction of travel. All right. So, what are you inspired for, Vanessa? What are you inspired for? You say stability, security, career. You know that you have a wheelhouse of opportunity here. All right. If you don't like the style of work that you're doing right now, okay, let us know that you want to break free from your current situation and the way that you've been doing things. Okay. And then give us an idea of what inspires you, what draws you, what would make you happy. All right. We need that to work with that. All right. So we'll need your comments about that. Okay. And then why do you feel a need for change? Okay. The need for change that you're feeling right now is a story. Okay. It's a story. There's circumstances around you that are difficult, but it's a story. And until you get clear, you won't know what the right action is. So you got to get clear first. That's what it is. Okay. So you're looking for clarity. All right. Here's what's fucking funny. Yesterday, I set up for the show and I was ready to go. I was ready to go. I had it all set up and I was ready. And I was sitting here and I go, oh, it's tomorrow. The best part was that I was prepped and ready, right? Okay. I had pulled some stones because I was told that these are the stones that I was going to work with. All right. Okay. So one more chance, Vanessa. On YouTube, we have quite a lag. So we're going to wait a little bit. Okay. But if you could go ahead and pop in there, maybe whether or not you would like a new career. Okay. Break free from current situation, helping others in any way. I feel it in my heart. Okay, that's perfect. That makes sense to why it is that we, there we go. Why it is that we have the stones that we have. So the first stone that I pulled, right, is peacock ore. All right. And peacock ore looks like this. All right. And this is specific to you. This is probably something that you could like get. All right. Okay. You can see how it's iridescent and it has many colors. This is real peacock ore. It's not created. It's not man-made, we'll say. It's not man-made with like vaporized metal. This is actually peacock ore. And so all the iridescence are the minerals natural to the rock to create all of that. It's really beautiful. So the beauty of this particular stone, right, is it'll assist you in shifting your inner self, aligning your thoughts and emotions in a very soothing, calming way. In addition, peacock ore resonates more finely with the third eye, allowing the user to rediscover long forgotten knowledge. So what it's asking you to do is to pull back into who you are, right? You have too many offerings for yourself right in the front. So you need to pull back your energy. Okay. You can't just scatter. All right. That's what's expected. Don't do that. All right. There you go. Coming in center. See, when you get in your body, you'll have that release. That feel better? That must feel better. Okay. So now what that suggests with that particular stone is that you have to have a vision, right, Solange? And that's what you were talking about getting some clarity, right? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And so what kind of ways could this individual get clarity? Because she feels, so let's look at the comment. We have break free from current situation. So it feels as though she's working through something. It feels somewhat physical. It also feels like a narrative, and that she has to empower herself beyond what the physical aspect is. And then there is this compelling, I need to help everyone that comes, right? So there's a lot of auto accommodation, maybe. It feels as though like the individual is creating security around so that you yourself can go ahead and, oh, it's Nessa, so that you yourself can go ahead and I had to look to see like who it is, because usually I just do energy and then I'm going, wow, this feels like somebody really I know. So, all right. So in that, in that, so far so good. Then we're good. So you're going to have to visualize something that you would like to experience, because what you're experiencing right now is causing you stress. You don't need it, but you can go ahead and choose like how you want to look at it, because you're in a stressful situation. This is also saying that you have the ability to be able to go back into your meditation and receive answers. And I know that you have that ability. Getting clear for you is getting quiet. So you have to find some quiet space for yourself. And you bring in worry and concern about your kids because of your current situation in a lot of different facets. Not a bad thing. It's just that you need to go into trust. Trust, because your body is already in rejuvenation, right? So you trusted that, and now you're getting better. See what I mean? Same process. Life is the same process repeated over and 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 over again. Different situations, we have different emotions, we get connected in different ways, we hold charges, just different things like that. Okay. All right. Ooh. All right. Okay.
Yes.
Cool. All right. And then we have Angelica with Change My Path, a change in my path and aligned to my purpose. And we also have Tanya, career focus, home, how to serve, surrender. So all of these comments, all right, are supportive of what we're doing today with Vanessa. So keep that in mind. All right. You are in that energy. So listen very carefully to the reading, because it also pertains to you. A lot of energy just came in, and all of a sudden, everybody who is in the thread is going to get their own unique version downloaded to them. That feels really good. Okay. And then the other stone that I got was ruby. Okay. And ruby is it signifies light to darkness of one's life. It encourages following your bliss, teaching one to enjoy being in the physical world and perceiving the spiritual energy that exists throughout the realm of matter. All right. You can also see that it is a hexagonal crystal. Okay. That's going to be a piece of sacred geometry naturally to the universe. 6, when you have 6 is beautiful because it allows you to go into the healing frequency. Okay. All right. That's like the seed of life. That's a really good initiate energy of healing. All right. The third stone that I think that would work really well for what everybody is asking, like direction in their career. See, I'm going to teach you guys something about what you're asking and why. Okay. All right. Is tektite, because we don't believe that we are receiving the information necessary from the earthbound creatures that are spouting nonsense at us. So we're asking for outside influence to help us out. All right. And because this is a meteor, you're looking for universal help rather than physical help from the people that are helping you right now. Okay. Part of that is that we're literally watching our government and circumstance and economy and global influence. Okay. This is a global enterprise. We are watching this happen right before our eyes. We are being driven into currency poverty. Currency poverty. That's going to affect our flow state in every possible way. It's going to shake it's going to shake the shit out of anything that you're standing on to elevate yourself. All right? So the idea is to understand that you're enough. Remember, we started out with the understanding that we know that we're enough. We understand what that feels like. We know how to get there. So you fall into enough in those situations. And then you understand that you have choice. You could either stay there and do the fucking work because you pulled it in. And that's why you don't want to be there, is because it's all right. You pulled it in. It's your choice. Either you do the work or you make another choice and you change what you're doing. That's the first rule of law of attraction. It always requires inspired effort because you're having a physical experience and you have to create the vehicle by which for it to fall into. So that's the work. That's the physical aspect of what it is that you're going to do to bring in an experience. The way that you start is that you're having an experience already that you're getting done with. All right. And you're looking to close that particular book so that you can open another book and give yourself a new story. All right. This old story has a lot of influence in it. It teaches you who you are and what you're about, but it's only a facet. It isn't everything. So the new story starts out challenging because you don't know anything about it. Okay. And you thought that it was going to be different than the last one, but maybe you didn't clean up the energy. So that's the first thing you need to do is you need to clean up your energy from the last that you're closing. You need to come to satisfaction. So you pull your energy back from those different places, right? And then you center yourself and you say, am I enough? Am I complete? Am I satisfied? Am I ready to step into this new thing I'm pulling in? See how everybody moved beyond the glass right there? Everybody did, because you released what you thought things were and surrendered to a new possibility. And that's what we do daily. We do it when we pick clothes. It's our intuition. We're very intuitive and we know what it is that we would like to experience. We don't know how to bring it in. Okay. That's what we struggle with. We don't have to. We know what we want. And when we start leading in that direction through action, inspired action that makes sense, right? That, 1+1 and stuff like that, we have the result orientation of it and it begins to really unfold the way that we would like. Okay, Vanessa, let's see. So we have those 3 crystals that are working really well for all of us right now, right? We're clearing. Okay, so Vanessa, I need a little bit more information in what direction it is that you would like to go. I know that Solange has a plan for you already, like 3 basic steps. Would you like that, Solange? 3 basic steps to get started. Is that cool?
Yes.
Okay,
Sounds great.
I think that would work really well. So Solange is going to go ahead and give you 3 basic steps to get started in this direction. I've already told you that what you need to do is get clear, get centered, all right, and allow the debris to settle around you. You have all the tools, so you know how to do that. You just have to let it happen, okay? And now here are actionable steps that you guys can take after you do the spiritual alignment, because you got to find where it is that you want to be first energetically, and then you can align to it. That's what you want, okay?
Okay. So this is what we got for her and for everyone in the thread. Spending some alone time.
Oh yeah,
I feel like, yeah,
okay, so
it's
wait a minute. There was
super
resistance.
useful
There
for
was
you to.
resistance. There was resistance there, Solange. There was resistance. All of a sudden, I heard her say, her say. She goes like this. Oh yeah, like that's gonna happen. So first, when Solange gives you direction, it is direction, advice, suggestion. But if you refute it right off the bat, it will never fucking work. Open yourself. Open yourself. Open your heart. You have an old perspective that you're fucking working through. Let go. There you go. Let go. Open. Perfect. You're asking for new possibilities, so you don't know shit yet. Hold on. Okay, let's begin again, Solange.
All right, so a long time. I feel like this is yes, it's spending time with you, with yourself. Whatever you feel like it's better for you, but whatever you feel like you're enjoying the most to do you with yourself could be a retreat, could be a trip, could be spending time in nature, spending time with your pets. I don't know, whatever it feels like it's better for you. But the idea would be like to sit with yourself, have a cup of tea or a cup of coffee, and like have a conversation with yourself. Like be really honest with yourself and try to do as much as you can in that time in terms of what you want to do, right? And then exploring that time would be helpful for decide on what you want to do. The second part that I got for you is connect with your ancestors.
Ooh, that sounds like a meditation exercise. That's what that sounds like, Solange. That sounds like a really good exercise. So here's what I received from Solange is that in order for you to really align with who you are and what you wish to experience and to receive the clarity that you're asking for, right? Because we're overwhelmed. We're in oneness 100% of the time. So it's like going out to dinner with a bunch of people and not knowing what it is that you want to eat. And you're the last one to order and everything sounds so wonderful. That's life. So what you need to do, here is the breakdown so far. The first thing you need to do is get clear. She's suggesting that how you do that is provide yourself some uninterrupted sacred time to yourself, spending it any way that you would like, getting reconnected with who you are, finding out how you feel about you. All right. So it's all about you. That's the first part. The next part is that in order to get clarity, you have to reconnect with your higher self. All right. And go into that belief system that you're enough. That's why bringing in the energy of enough will help you. And when you go into the meditation, you can get clarity and receive from spirit, your ancestors, about your forward motion, right? You are at a space where you're being called to do a lot of healing and you're not sure if that's exactly what you want to do. Relax. Maybe you're the one that needs to do the healing, not for others, but for yourself, so that way the people in your family receive what it is that they need. Be very open with the interpretation. It could be anything. All right. Anything. Just open it up for yourself. Okay. All right. Go ahead, Solange. Sorry for interruption.
No, you're fine. I just muted myself because of the noise that Veronica was saying. I have too much noise here in my neighborhood.
You're fine. It's okay.
So the third card that I got for her is connect with your womb.
Oh,
all right.
Yeah.
I think it's super, super, super important as well to gain clarity, but specifically to connect and reconnect with your divine feminine side of it. I feel like the womb is super connected with the
reactivity as well. So you can see here in the drawing, I love this card. It's beautiful.
I love that card.
Beautiful. It's 100% creativity, and what we can achieve and what we can do as women, right? With this feminine energy that it's always like pulling towards something else, towards something different, something better. So I think this is a very good third step to end the whole ritual, right?
Oh yeah, right. This is great. And so you have gained some clarity. So get an idea of what would trip or trigger to bring forward something that feels comfortable for you. You're asking for to break free of a situation, a current situation. That's going to be not only a narrative, okay? That's going to be a way of life that you've created around that narrative. All right. So if you're asking for change, you have permission. You're the one that has to follow through and give yourself permission. All right. Ask yourself why you're creating the change. If it is to escape something that you are currently in, that's probably not going to be beneficial. That means you're running away from something that needs to be resolved. All right. And it has to be resolved till you're satisfied. And if you're not satisfied in this situation, the change that you're asking for, you need to release what current situational story you have so that you can create a new one, so that way you can move smoothly into this new aspect that you wish to create. Something else that I'm feeling for you is that it would be beneficial if you were to do a deep meditation. It looks deep. It looks like maybe 30 minutes. They're saying 3 hours. But anyway, it looks like 30 minutes. A deep meditation, they're saying, to just go in and stay in until you're really in, and just stay in. See there you go. You want your whole body to feel your spirit, because you're asking big questions. All right. So the big questions that you're asking are coming from within. That's where you're going to find the answers, because that's where you're asking from. That's where the answers are. When you're asking a question, you are the recipient of the value of the answer. So you're going to create the answer, pull in the answer, imagine, pretend you're going to create it. So now that you have that tool, what would you like to create? So when you're journaling and you're doing the journal prompt and you're thinking to yourself, I really like the situation that I'm in. I can see the money. I can see how it could come in. I could see how this could happen. This is another possibility. I would like an additional revenue stream. Okay? Because maybe that's what it is. Maybe you think that you need more money. All right? Right now, we're feeling that sense of poverty as a global people, because of all the things that have happened throughout, right? It's not just the pandemic. It's not just the 1930s. This is our evolutionary process. We're getting better if we allow it. We're getting better if we allow it. Now that you're understanding, you're in inertia, you're in perpetuation, okay? That's a flow state. So when you're in that flow state and you are moving towards something that feels like the edge of a cliff or a waterfall, and you don't know what's on the other side, jump. Just jump. Jump right now into whatever the fear is, right? If this happens, XYZ, I know that I would feel XYZ. It hasn't happened. All right. So the idea is to release that narrative, the focus, and bring in another narrative and plug that in. So I can't wait for this to happen. I can't wait to be inspired. I can't wait to reconnect to myself. So those are a lot of things that you're needing to do. Okay. I also like the very end process of the womb and connecting to it. Females really need to connect to their womb. All right. It is the place of forgiveness for us. It is the birth of who we are. It is how we create ourselves and others. We create others physically. All right. In those aspects, since we are a portal of creation, think about the impact that you have on your own life and the story that you tell that comes in physically for you. If you can tell a lighter story just to create ease in the current situation that you're coming from, if moving feels correct, then move. But you're the one who's going to determine it, because your energy is the cycle of the experience for everyone. So when you feel safe, everyone will feel safe. When you feel heard, everyone will feel heard. When you feel that everything is okay, everyone will feel like everything is okay. So you have to monitor and master your energy field, because it's bleeding into everybody with all of its worry and its concern, and nobody knows how to feel because you have so much of your energy out, okay, and in interaction with others. So sit quietly in that meditation and begin to unplug people and let it come back to you, and then unplug them from you and let it go back to them. That's the first part of the exercise. Continue the clearing until you reach that point where you feel aligned and full in your body. When you get there, do a writing exercise. You're going to journal. You're going to journal all the BS that you're going through. You're going to burn it. That's what you're going to do first. BS, blah, word vomit, burn, yay. I'm done. Okay. Now you're going to journal, and there's 5 questions or 5 phrases that could help you with this. Okay. 1, turn me on to my personal magic. Okay. All right. Help me align with my core desires. Okay. Show me my most powerful aspect. It's always love. All right. And love is the answer. Those are like 4 or 5 sentences that you can work with. You just write those sentences and then allow inspiration to come through, because you don't know what you want yet. You're changing who you are. You're changing where you're at. So you don't know anything yet. So you need to play with the energy of it. When you do that, you can do it through a variety of things, but you just write. Just write. Write what feels good. Okay. It feels good to stay home with the kids. It feels good to do ceremony. It feels good to what? What's your XYZ? It feels good to help others. Okay. You have the capacity, a great capacity to help others, and you do it all the time. So what would you like to do? What would trip your trigger? What looks like helping others to you? Because that could come in any form. You could be a box person at a grocery store and you're helping people. Okay. So determine what's really going to come in for you that's going to feel good, because you're very cerebral. So you're going to want something that is intellectual. All right. To where it's very connective, very mind oriented. So behavioral sciences. Yes, I forgot. Okay. So behavioral sciences. And in that, you'll be able to apply who you are. Okay. But you can also shift from the focus. You won't know until you sit with yourself and you find out how you feel about it, because you're bringing something into your sensory awareness to experience. So you have to figure out. Okay. Right? You'll have to figure out. This is why I keep feeling that. That's why I keep getting called back to that. So you could do healing ceremonies. It's super you, whatever you want. Okay. And anything is right. That's the difference. Okay. So you don't have to be a butcher, a baker, a candlestick maker. All right. You don't have to be that. You could be anything that you would like, because it's a state of being in the midst of your doing that you're creating. And that's what you're really looking for, is being. All right. Okay. So 3 actionable steps. We expect to hear back from you. I think that was an excellent reading. That was an excellent reading. You even got the clarity that you were looking for. Healing, possibly ceremonies. So now you have kind of a direction that you would like to go. This is a great start. This is a great start. We're wishing all of you guys the best day. Thank you guys for joining. And do you want to close with anything, Solange, or are we good?
No, I think I'm super complete. I feel it feels super super great. Thank you, Vanessa. And
And
yes, hope to
yes,
see you
hope to
everyone
see you
next week.
everyone next week.
Great. We love you guys. Have a great day. Okay,
Bye.
bye.
Bye.